welcome to another edition of Research Fantasy Presents our MLB DFS pitcher picks for Friday, April 21st, 2017. In case you don't know, my name is Nick Linchak. I go by Nick from CWE on all of your favorite daily fantasy sites, and I'm here to give you my top three pitchers for tournament play tonight. There are really quite a few pitchers that I don't mind, and I'm just going to go through some of the guys that didn't make the list that I don't mind having a little bit of exposure to. Lester, DeGrom, Verlander, Cueto, I really don't mind that much in Colorado, for being completely honest. Hellickson, Wiley Peralta, Drew Pomeranz. These are all guys. Dylan Bundy has been fantastic thus far this year. So at first glance on this slate, I was like, whoa, pitching is just horrible. And I might have even said that in my write-up when I finally did settle on the guys that I wanted. I didn't, but I know that that's what I wanted to say. So I'm going to kind of go from my lowest to highest favored pitchers of the night. I'm going to start with CC Sabathia, the New York Yankees, headed to Pittsburgh to play the Pittsburgh Pirates. Well, one thing about CC is he's not going to give you a ton of strikeouts. That part of his career is over. He's mostly a control pitcher right now. And what that means is you'll probably see innings. You'll probably see some hits, but I don't think you'll see a lot of runs given up. The Pirates, for what it's worth, are just an awful baseball team right now against left-handed pitching. The statistics on them look something like a 239 WOBA, 25% K rate, .093 ISO, and a 27.7 hard hit rate. That's not going to get it done. On top of that, they lost one of their better, if not their best hitter, in Starling Marte to his PED suspension. So that takes one of the best, if not the best, hitter against left-handers out of the lineup. Pitching park here, I just think everything lines up to the point where it makes sense to rock Sabathia out there. If you're one of the people who want to play Coors tonight, and I really just don't think it's overly necessary, Sabathia makes the kind of pitcher you can use that probably isn't going to kill you, probably isn't going to make your night complete. But if he puts up a good 30 to 35 point fantasy outing and those Colorado and Giant bats go off, you're going to find yourself in a good position tonight. Next up from that, and it's very rare that I just regurgitate my top three pitchers from my article, but I feel strongly about them tonight. Jose Quintana has been a disaster 2 out of the 3 starts this year. I'm a believer in the talent, so I really don't think it's going to be a situation where this is something that lasts the entire season. Eventually, he's going to turn around. The Indians are a bit of a interesting take against left-handed pitching. Their ISO is a .084, which isn't great, but the WOBA, low strikeout percentage, and hard hit rates are pretty ridiculous to consider a starting pitcher against. However, Quintana is going to come around eventually, and he's got some pretty strong stuff. So it wouldn't be surprising if we ended up in a game here that finished 1 or 2 to nothing. I think that people might be on the Cleveland bats tonight because, number one, they're always on the Cleveland bats. Number two, Quintana has performed pretty poorly in 60% of his outings, but I think this could be a catchy situation where Quintana can get things back on track. Lastly, my favorite pitcher of the night is going to be on the opposite side of that game, and that's Corey Kluber. White Sox fanning at a rate of 24.7% a game this year. That's pretty high. The lineup is laughable. I mean, half the guys on the team I've never heard of prior to this season. Not to say that I'm a huge baseball aficionado and I follow everything that's going on, but I have a pretty good take on prospect systems and, who's in play for what team and all things like that, and it's just a disaster of a lineup. We haven't seen Kluber perform overly well this year either. That's coming, and this sets up to be one of those games where Kluber just blows everyone away, turns out 15 strikeouts, goes 8 or 9 innings, and puts together some kind of ridiculous fantasy game that he'll do once or twice every year. So I don't mind having some exposure to Corey Kluber tonight. Once again, our top 3 pitching options: Corey Kluber, Jose Quintana, CC Sabathia. Thank you for joining us. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel below. Head over to researchfantasy.com, sign up for our MLB mailing list. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Research and Win, and we'll see you again tomorrow.